Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. Bounces through the end zone. Bring it out to the 25. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He's going to take a shot right away. Hits him in stride inside the 10. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Bama!
Man, you want to make a statement early in a game. Your first offensive possession, you go 75 yards for the touchdown. Their opponent right now is literally in shock and awe. They're in disbelief. They don't even know what hit them.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. Kickoff team has the ball teed up and they're about ready to go. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The offense set for a first down play. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Makes the stop at the 33, but it's a 15-yard gain. Texas A&M going quickly.
When you think Texas A&M football, man, you think running the football all the way back to R.C. Slocum, a great Aggie head coach. You just want to be the more physical team. You want to be imposing your will. This guy right here, toting the rock, has the ability to wear and grind on defenses. He brings that physical presence to this offense.
Looking to throw, it's Wegman. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. Quarterback checking off. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Wide open, he makes the catch. Now on first and goal as they try to answer that opener with a touchdown of their own. Snap in the shotgun. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. The aerial assault continues. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Trying to get it done with the run here on third and goal. And they're able to get him down. Fourth and goal from the 5, and the offense is staying on the field. What a big moment here. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on fourth down, you decide to run the football, you got to be sure up front that you're going to physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
And you want to talk about gang tackling, everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good.
And they got him in the end zone for a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled him. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field. They got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's complete, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, baby.
And try to...
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
Looking to scramble. Got out of trouble and throws. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They'll give it to the back. Relying on that running game inside the red zone, he picked up 3 to the 11. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, that really speaks to the identity of this defense, guys. They take pride in big hits and clean tackles, but they are going to let you know they're there. They're going to let you know for 60 minutes. I love this run defense because of the way they play the game.
On fourth down, looking to pass. He's got his man. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? First down for this offense. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Smashes through. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Looking to pass. It's Milroe. Feeling some heat. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Wanting to move the chains, here comes Alabama on 4th. They move the tight end all over. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. He'll pull it down. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot now, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, dog.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese. You've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Dropping back, it's Milroe. Going for the big play. He's got it inside the 30. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down. Defense's head may still be spinning. They're just outside the red zone now. 1st and 10 from the 22. That's caught. It's Wall. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
A first down run in the red zone. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Quarterback keeps it. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavy.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And he's got it inside the 35. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets him 30-plus. The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. So you get stuffed on first down. You had an idea of what you wanted to do on second, but I'm guessing it's back to the drawing board now.
You got to figure out who you are and what you are. What's your next best play? Or what is the defense going to do? If they've been aggressive, okay. If they've been aggressive, I'm going to throw that deep ball. If they've been sitting back, I might sneak a draw in here.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Running back searching for a hole. Finds a crease at the 20. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
And the Aggies trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. The Aggies come to the line in the hurry-up. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
Third and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Third down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out, get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. Fourth down now up.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. He was bold to bring that thing out of the end zone, but he'll go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Quarterback will audible. Dropping back, it's Wegman. They're working that left side. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He'll off one deep down the left side. A full dive to haul that one in. This dude is dealing at receiver right now, and he's going to have them yelling well past midnight.
And these receivers are the ones that scare the mess out of you. The Mike Evans that on the outside that you know they're throwing the football, and you ain't got anybody that can match up. And when the Aggies find those guys, these offenses hum like crazy.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the 1st down on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker.
Man, and that's just making it way too easy on the defense. They're laughing at that short. They're like, really? Okay, we'll just make an easy tackle and jog our punt return team out on the field. We're going to make it that easy for us.
They're not into 3s. They want 6s. And to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground. Tackle is made after the 1st down.
How nice is it to have a running back with this guy's skill set, right? That's not a guaranteed given 4th down conversion either, but still, they trust in him to find the crease and keep this drive alive.
They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. On the run, it's Daniels. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. That's caught. It's Campbell. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Between the uprights, it's good. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes that Alabama offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance.
Makes the catch down the right side. Alabama pushing the tempo. Back to pass, it's Milroe. They're trying to get to it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he's looking downfield. Hauls it in. Across the 25, he's got room. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a first and goal.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
He's looking to throw it. Pressure coming. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Quarterback just has to be more aware of the situation. First down, goal-to-go situation. You cannot take a sack. So the QB, if no one's open, you got to make sure you're throwing that ball out of the end zone and helping your offense out.
Into the end zone. And the pass is intercepted. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways and try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that up.
Gonna run it. It's Moss. They bring him down, and he's gonna lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's second and 11. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. And guys, they're not going to give up on picking up the first down, but they also need some breathing room for the punter. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And the pass is incomplete here on third down, but there is a flag. Let's check it out.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and the second one.
He hurls one deep down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup. They bring him down. He's got a first down, but that might be the final play of the third quarter. That is a jolt of energy for the offense to get out of trouble in field position, and now all kinds of room to work. Open space. He is smashing people. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you don't.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. They come to the line hoping to get some of that yardage back from the 17. To the air, it's Milroe. He's going for it all. He's got it on the Ripped off a huge sharp play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Trying to find his man on first down. He's not afraid to go deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Dialing up a second down pass play. He'll take another shot here. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Wide open downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. New set of downs after that completion. They'll throw it on first down. He's going to run it. Kept it, and he's past the marker. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Alabama trying to cash in on this red zone trip. Wants to throw on first down. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Looking for a man. It's Milroe. Lets it fly. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the two-point try. From the gun. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of two-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. The give to the left side. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. The give to the tailback. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Looking for space. It's Owens. The offense coughs it up, and they were on the move. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. Quarterback empties his backfield.
And ball security is job security. You give the ball to your running back. You give the ball to your playmaker. You expect him to take care of the football, especially in these situations. All we're trying to do is run clock. Get that thing. Get out of here. You got the lead by 2 possessions. Try to find a way not to do what we just did. That's a horrible turnover.
Dropping back, it's Milroe. He's going up top here late in the game. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking left. Complete downfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Looking to go up top on 1st down. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
The offense has got to find something here in the 4th quarter. You can tell, pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot, unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Shoots it to the left. Got his man all by himself. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. He's going to pass. Fires on the move. Makes the catch. Give him 6 and give them a chance with the late touchdown. Still alive in this one.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a 1-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
This time, they were able to keep him in check and stop him short of that 1st down. 35 seconds remaining. They'll line up for the onside kick to try to pull this thing out. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure, get your butt.
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Wolverines will get us started with the opening kickoff. Going for the return. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been.
Texas A&M offense will take over first and 10.
They've got the big fellas out there, a three tight end look on first and 10. Looking for room, it's Moss. Into a mass of giant bodies, we'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24. Texas A&M going up tempo. On second down, he'll fire. Quickly to the tight end. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, the quarterback's patient. Most of the time, that drag route's going to come up.
Looking downfield, it's Wegman. Gets it out quickly. Still on his feet at the 40, just causing wreckage in the secondary. He's loose on the right. Touchdown, Aggie. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy shows you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Offense in a bunch formation. Comes out throwing on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man on the right. And oh no, he loses the ball at the end of the run. just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Quickly out to the tight end. Line getting set on second down. Wide out in motion. Looking downfield, it's Orji. He'll take a deep shot here. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times, in great position, you see them there to make the play, but there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. We'll see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6. Texas A&M going quickly. On the ground, it's Moss. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. To the ground to try to move the chains. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Finds a tight end. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Now on 2nd down.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that play.
He'll take a shot. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. Looking for more room. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession.
2nd and 5. Takes a handoff. It's Owens.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on him.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Quarterback checking the play. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
They've already failed to convert on 4th down once in the 1st quarter. Doesn't stop them from trying it here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there.
Texas A&M 7, Michigan 0.
They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a 1st down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
The give to the right. On the move at the 30. Finally run out of bounds, but he has his offense rolling with a 1st down.
Really good looking run there. This guy reminds me a little bit of an old Texas A&M Aggie great, Leland McElroy. He was so dangerous in space, was so difficult to bring down to the ground. All 11 guys on defense had to rally to the football. This guy has a little bit of that too. If they can find more creative ways to get this guy out in the open field, watch out, because he's a home run waiting to happen.
On the ground, it's Daniels. Give him about a yard on the play. It's down at the 10.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
They'll put the tight end in motion. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Aggie! That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fair catch called for and made. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Going up top on 1st down. That's caught. It's Morris. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. But starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. With the catch, it's Loveland. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. Fast motion from the offense. He wants to throw it again. He caught it. And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. The give. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan. 2-point conversion attempt is coming. Back to throw. It's Orji. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer.
Gotta love the execution. Not easy to throw down here, but the quarterback made a good read, accurate throw, and they come away with 2 points.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he's going to run it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. The running back has it. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. 1st down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Here's the handoff. All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15. Texas A&M going up tempo. Right back to the well. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Give to the running back. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. They'll try to run for it. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a 1st down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together.
Wow, what a big play. And how about the hit stick tackle right there? That's one this offense is going to remember.
Now facing some adversity on this drive after the loss of 4. It's 2nd and 14. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. That's reeled in. It's Owens. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. They're going to run it. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Made a defender miss. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. No return coming, he'll call for the fair catch. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Defense not showing press coverage. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He lets it fly. It's incomplete, and they tried to get one on the board before the break and couldn't quite make the connection. So the first half has come to a close. We'll take a break and head over to the halftime show. Texas A&M ready to kick it away to get the 3rd quarter started. He'll call for the fair catch here. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success, and so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
The Wolverines are in the hurry-up.
That's a really nice pass. You can see why this guy right here gives the Michigan faithful reason to be optimistic. You know, for years we know Michigan has always been good at running the football, but they've got to be able to throw. They've got to be more consistent making big plays through the air. This guy gives them that chance.
Throwing right. He makes a catch. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking to throw, it's Orji. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines! A Lazarus-like is underway. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
Yeah, and it's a nice toss in the back of the end zone. Give your receiver a chance to make a play, and you could tell he knew exactly where he was, got those tippy toes right down, inbounds for the touchdown reception.
Looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's got it in the end zone for the two as they trim more off of that lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Campbell. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Keep it on the ground. Solid gain to get him out close to the 20. Pick up a 5 to the 19.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny...
Racing to the right. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Aggies. And once he got loose, it was all over.
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive in the third quarter, march down the field and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And after the extra point, they're on top by 12. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better way to finish an 81-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last, looking to take a shot. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
And you see the dagger concept so much in pro football, in college football, and they're trying to run a guy deep to take that safety with him, pull him out of the way, and then kind of throw it right underneath that vacated area where he's at. Unsuccessfully, but that's what they were trying to accomplish on that play.
You know, as a quarterback, when you're throwing to your running backs, you got to be careful. You got to be accurate. You got to put the football out in front and make it an easy catch for these guys, and that's exactly what that QB did on that angle.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. To the air, it's Orji. Throws for the tight end. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. And the Wolverines headed quickly to the line.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
That is just a sideline clinic. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
Got it in the middle. It's Morgan.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. He caught it! And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. He makes a grab. Touchdown, Michigan. You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. Why not double the try total and go for 2? Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually.
Trying to get the 2. Here comes the heat, and down goes the quarterback, and they won't be able to get any closer with the 2-point try. They want to try to pull even right now as they're going for the onside kick here in the 3rd. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. 1st down here from the offense. They'll go to the ground. On the move at the 30. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge... Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and when you've got a team that makes it into the top 25, now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on another team from the SEC, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Texas A&M set to kick off to christen this game. Fair catch called for and made. looking for a productive play on first down. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Line gets set, first down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. The Sooners will hustle to the line. Looking for a man. It's Arnold. Throws to the wideout. A beautifully placed ball to the outside and the toe drag for the big pickup. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DB.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Makes the grab. And he will score. Touchdown Sooner. Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. He's looking to throw. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
The attempt at the two-point conversion is no good. That keeps the score. Oklahoma 6, Texas A&M 0.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Kick it off.
He'll bring it out. It's Campbell. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback.
Texas A&M offense will take over. 1st and 10.
First down here for the offense. From the gun, the running back looking for room. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. A full dive to haul that one in. They don't seem interested in inching the ball down the field. That big play sets him up. 1st and 10 from the 36. How long have the Aggies been fishing for jumbo plays like that one?
Just dying for it. They just want hot.
Fires into traffic, picked off. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
To throw, it's Arnold. Going to try to get it himself.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate. And you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Trying to get behind the defense. And he'll make the catch at the 15. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma! How about that quarterback taking the shot downfield and delivering to the wide-open receiver?
I love this quarterback because he's aggressive. He wants to take shots. He's looking for every opportunity to show off that cannon, that arm talent. He showed it to all of us right there.
Now the two-point conversion attempt is coming. They want to throw it. He's got it. Two-point try is good as they build on this lead. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep. He's going to bring it out from deep. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. We've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
They'll try the run. Fights off a defender. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. The Aggies want to crank the tempo. Running the ball's in the Aggies' DNA. I mean, that dates back to the Junction Boys.
It's the physicality. They find those guys up front that can make holes, and I think that's when you see the great A&M teams. Really good offensive line paving the way for those backs and those great teams they've had.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Back to throw, it's Weigman. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. And the Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. The sure hands, it's Moss. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Leaves it with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Leaves it with the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. This drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Might as well stick with him. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
Oh, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. To the air, it's Weigman. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. With the run on 1st and goal. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Aggie. And these guys just score from anywhere out there. After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and they'll get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Makes the catch. It's sharp. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. And the Sooners racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Really nice job threading the needle on that pass. They've had a lot of dudes that were able to do that in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Heupel, Jason White, Sam Bradford, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. The names go on and on and on, hurting you in the passing game with their vision, with their accuracy. This guy, I tell you, he fits right in this Oklahoma offense.
Back to pass, it's Arnold. Right on target this time. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. The Sooners are moving quickly down the field. This guy is just wearing them out. Another first down, already has a couple of touchdowns in the first half, David.
He has been a problem for this defense. And if I'm this offense, I'm going to continue to feature him. He's winning his matchups. I'm going to find him. It's just the first half, and he's already had himself a full game's worth of stats.
The Sooners have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Looking to throw it again. He caught it. Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up and in great position here. Barges ahead. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And after that stop from the defense, they're still on the 2, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He can't make the grab. It's incomplete, but there is a flag, and I believe this is going to be pass interference. And the offense will take that gift, set up right on the doorstep, 1st and goal with the 1. Barrels ahead. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Sooner! Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Wants to throw. It's Arnold. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. They already have the lead, and they apparently want more here in the first half, going for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber. Oh, he dropped it!
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Got his man on the right. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And the Sooners want to pick up the tempo. The Magic Bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
It's complete. He's run out of bounds, but not before cutting in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
And that's another first down.
He wants to throw. A shot toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it out. It's Campbell. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Back to throw, it's Wegman. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Pass on the way, it's picked off. Bringing it back. He's at the 40. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They've been the height of efficiency here in the first half, David. You've got to think they're going to try to click it right down the field here.
When you're looking at your playbook and it's worked so well in the first half, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, Palmer, because it's been all gas.
Pollock, that's right. Strike while the iron's hot, too. Before this defense gets to going at halftime to potentially make some adjustments, show you some different looks in the second half. Whatever you've been doing, it's working. Keep it up.
Pulls it in. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Sooners look to do some damage in the red zone. Wide receiver shows motion. To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. The corners are walked up tight. And caught. Touchdown Sooners. And another passing touchdown for this Sooner quarterback. He keeps this up, and he might wind up in that 100 touchdown club with Baker Mayfield and Landry Jones.
So many good guys that have had good days. How about this day? I mean, fitting the ball all over the yard, just adding the stats, and you start mentioning guys like Jones, and you start mentioning guys like Baker Mayfield, that's Sooner pristine legacy there.
Oh, he's going to take a chance. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time.
He lofted high and deep down the left side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. They'll go back to the ground. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Texas A&M going quickly. Power football with the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, there's just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops to throw. Fires to the tight end. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. On fourth down, trying to find his man. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Aggie!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half. And listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
And he tacks on the extra point. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. He'll call for the fair catch here. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Running back goes in motion. Looking to throw, it's Arnold. He uncorks one deep. Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job on the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
The Sweet Feet buy a little time. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. The Sooners will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Coming out with it, it's Campbell. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half.
All kinds of room to the right. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 48. One back in the backfield, he gets to carry. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Texas A&M going up tempo. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Got it! They will score! Touchdown, Texas A&M!
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
He'll try to tack on one more. And it's up and good. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish it in style with a 57-yard toss for 6. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time. time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him.
Oh, look out! And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. Just the ability to move the chains, keep the drive going, sort of quintessential efficiency from a Sooner quarterback.
Yeah, and from a Sooner offense because, Reese, they keep the drive going, but what does that do? Most Oklahoma
lets it fly deep downfield. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
They want to see if they can score the deuce. To the air, it's Arnold. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion as they extend the lead. What a display of explosive capabilities on that drive. 75 yards, 2 plays, and a touchdown. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably scored pretty quick.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to...
He lobs one high down the left side. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He'll try to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the quarterback on that one put a lot of air under the ball. The problem is it gave the defender time to get his head around and locate it. And because of that, he was able to come away with the interception.
Motion from the offense. He's looking to throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Burks. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And the Sooners moving quickly to the line. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Fires left. Makes a connection. Touchdown Sooners! And the pummeling has started. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. Got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
And he added the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Aggies.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense, going with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field, and getting the big touchdown.
Lining up for the PAT. scoring drive. And the final 53 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. Maybe feeling a little better about things. Still a 21-point game as they're set to kick it off. Fair catch called for and made. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Here comes the offense on second down.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get two bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
He's off to the races. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. The Sooners in the hurry-up.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Second down coming up.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
On third down, going up top. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Trying to take it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
You've just seen in this game, the ball has just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to. And as a result, that's now his second pick thrown in this game.
He'll start this drive firing. It's caught. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down. That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield. They'll throw it on first down. Unloads it left. What a job to lay out and make the catch. Offense picking up steam, 1st and 10 from the 31.
Well, that's another completion. This quarterback's on fire. I get it. He's thrown for over 200 yards in this game, but it's because he's got people helping him out. How about that incredible job?
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Oh, right through his fingers, he muffed it. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Scanning the field, it's Arnold. Moving away from pressure. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
Oh, man. The quarterback almost just threw his second interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Takes the handoff. It's Barnes. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd
second down here as they go back to work after the break. From the shotgun, the inside give. Across the 25, he's got room. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the chains for the first down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field, and nowadays you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. The Sooners want to move quickly. A first down run on the doorstep. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. After getting nothing done on first down, second and goal from the 6. The run up the middle, looking for the score. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. If they can pay off this third and goal opportunity, man, oh man, those collars start getting a little tight across the way. Looking to throw, it's Arnold. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys in coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. And it's right down the boulevard. And now the lead is even bigger. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it. And the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. Maybe some nerves on that return, but a fortunate bounce, and they'll retain possession. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. On the run, it's Owens. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, second and 7.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
They go to the ground. At the 40, there he goes. And he breaks into the open. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. Turning to the running game on first and goal. Touchdown, Aggies! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
PAT unit on the field. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. So they've got the lead down to 10 here. A little more interesting as they're set to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto
good stuff going that last drive. Need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds.
Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving.
And he's running in the open. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long, setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
And he's going to be stopped for a loss. And the Sooners come to the line in the hurry out. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. He's got it on the run. And at this point, the defense looks as if they've been in one of those dizzy bat races. They've got no idea where the ball's coming from. He's over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, this is a Heisman Trophy level performance from this guy. The accuracy, the decision-making, the athleticism, everything has been on display.
And the defense stands up this offensive line and stuffs him right at the line of scrimmage. He didn't get it. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. DB's right up on the receivers. They'll try it on the ground. Delivers to contact. He's run out of bounds, but they've got it now 1st and goal.
And just leaving no doubt in this one, right? 4th down, they've got the lead, running the ball and picking up the first. They're going to ice this game, baby.
You talk about 2-minute drills. This is how you end the ball on an off.
Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. Just put a little bit of distance in this game and try to put it on ice.
And the defense just trying to fight to stay in the ball game. That should be the final blow. No more hope, but good fight to the end.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From back in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. The deficit is large, hope is fainting, but they'll try to finish strong.
They made a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's why it looks like they're going to take the L. Lots of things to improve on, lots of things to coach upon, and at this point, I think if you're a head coach, David, you're just trying to see which of your guys aren't quitting late.
Yeah, which is a real thing, by the way. Who's going to compete to the final whistle? What do we talk about all the time. Coaches are always preaching to these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just compete as hard as you can. So good opportunity to try to finish this game with something positive.
No huddle here for the offense. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. They'll try to get on the same page this time. 2nd and 10 from the 31. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. This time it's complete. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Here's a throw downfield late. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left. After this, it'll be a wrap. They're throwing for it on 4th down. And the incomplete pass. Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Getting set for first down. They'll leave it with him. Breaks the tackle.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Looking Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll line up for a second down play. To the ground with the back. They opened the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. The Wolverines are in the hurry-up. Fires to the big fella. At the 45, on his way. Speeding down the left side. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And you can tell he trusts his big tight end. Airing the football way down the field, treating him like a wide receiver because you know he's going to go up, make the big play, get you in the end zone, score a touchdown.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Oh, he's going to go for the return. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Give to the single back. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll give it to the back. It's a fumble. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game because that hit is what caused that fumble.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Looking to pass. It's Orji. Throws to the wideout. He's got it and still on his feet. He's out of bounds after a big pickup, but there's a flag on the field, and this might be coming back. And the Wolverines have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Using his legs, it's Edwards. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! A quick strike, just as we expected.
And quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Going for the return. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the...
Offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnover. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
Texas A&M going quickly. Nothing the Aggies love more than saying howdy with a strong running game.
Yeah, how do you like that first down? How do you like that ground game? Like, that's what they've got to be built on. They got to have that toughness. When the Aggies have that toughness is when you see that their best teams are competing at a high level.
The give to the back. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Shakes off the tackler. Still up and runs through another guy. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
And that is such great execution by this offense. Third down and 2. They know you're running the football, but they were physical. Great job creating a little bit of space. Not only do you get the first down, you chew up a bunch more yards too. Nice execution by this offense.
This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. Dropping back, it's Wegman. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to them and forced the incompletion.
Let's see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 48. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Fires and picked off. The offense lining up for a first down play. Finds his tight end. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Looking to pass on 2nd down. With the catch, it's Loveland.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
And this offense stays aggressive and they pass the football. I think you can always look back and say, 3rd and short, I'd love for you to run it and be the more physical team. But nice job sticking up and bowing their necks for this defense.
This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's 4th down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down and distance like that, comes up with a huge first down.
They're just trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running a football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Shakes off the defender. And he's going to lose yardage. He was looking everywhere for just a little grass and a little air, and none to be found. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverine.
In this offense right now, they're doing some damage through the air. That's now their 2nd passing touchdown. They thought coming into this game they were going to have some matchups on the perimeter of the field that they could take advantage of, and they've done that so far here today.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. And they put the points on the board with that 37-yard touchdown pass. And he's going to run it back. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Quarterback checking on. Wants to throw on first down. Snags it over the middle.
Pass on first down. Complete on the slant. 6 up, 9. Brings up second down.
Second